Alright guys, it is Saturday morning and this is my new RCBS Pro Chucker 5, and I have had nothing but problems with this priming system. Here are our little transfer bars. This is a broken one. You can see the little tab on the side is broken. This is what it should look like. And I want to talk about what's causing that. So I called the manufacturer and they were kind enough to send me out another actuator. In my discussion with the technician, there is a little bit of a notch, a little indentation right here by the screw. So they sent me out another one. They sent me out a couple more primer transfer bars. And I tested this out earlier, but I wanted to do it on film so that they can see what's actually happening here. So let's start with inserting a new transfer bar here. Let's see. Primer feed. And they sent me out a new spring as well. Part of the problem is they sent me out the exact same spring that I already had. Now there is some buzz on the internet that this problem has been fixed, but it obviously hasn't. This is August 31st, 2019. Alright, get this snug down. Make it slide. Next, put our guide on here. And I want this just touchy. No wiggle room, but we still slide back and forth. Alright, next, let's get a primer feed. That way our threads don't catch on our spring here. And then installing this little spring here can be fun. Lighting up here. Alright. So now we have our transfer bar assembly here. Slides just fine. Here's our new actuator arm. Actually, we're going to have to just put the actuator arm back on here. This has already been done once this morning. I just wanted to demonstrate why these new parts didn't work. Alright, so in theory here, as we come up, this little transfer bar slides, the pin slides along the edge here, and it gets caught right here. And this is because of the spring tension. If you take a look in here, you can see this little arm flexing. This whole piece right here is torquing. So it's leaning in because of all the tension that's on it because of this spring. So the problem is that once it gets about this far, there's so much tension on the spring that the transfer bar is cocking sideways, and it's actually causing that divot right there about where that bolt is. Now this is a brand new bar. You can see it here on the camera. But right here, right along that edge is where that divot was created the last time. So if I take this apart, and this is a brand new transfer bar too. We haven't used this one yet. If I continue to pull that handle down, it's going to snap the tip off. This this actuator arm was brand new, was perfectly smooth when we started. There was no divot in that arm. You can't see it on this one. This is the other arm that I was using. You can see, I don't know if you can see that very well. You see where it started to smooth out and actually cut a groove into that little pin because of all the tension that's on there. And it's riding way out here on the edge. Let me get a shot of that. It's riding way out here on the edge. There's no way, there's no clearance right here in order for us to shin that out too far. I might be able to stick a couple washers in there, take some of the leverage off this pin. Maybe it might help, maybe it won't. But this actuator arm, because it's torquing that transfer bar at an angle, has created another divot in here. It's another place for that transfer bar to get caught up. And there is no doubt, if I continue to pull this arm down the way that that is flexing, it's going to break again. Alright, so this is the way it goes on. I hope you can see this. Right there, along that edge, is creating another divot. Because when this arm is sliding, it gets only so far to about here, and then there's so much tension on that spring that it's actually causing it to cock sideways. And it's creating that divot along the edge there. So it's catching there. Brand new. We've done this one time. It's already created that divot there for it to catch. So that's the problem with the RCBS Pro Chucker 5 and Pro Chucker 7 priming system. My suggestion here, number one, start with a slightly lighter spring. Number two, you're going to have to get this actuator arm in here closer to this assembly. Take out some of that gap, bring it out a little bit so that we're not riding along the very edge of this little tip here. That just creates too much leverage on there and it's going to cause it to break.